Good day, good day, good day. I'll wait a few minutes. Come on. Okay, my tablet's acting up. Come on. Okay. Hello, Amy. Oh, you anime, how you pronounce it. I want to wait a few minutes, let a few other people come on. I try to let my moderators know I was going on live. Spur of the moment type thing. That and it's Thursday, and I try to do lives every so often. Excuse me. Of course, I know at this hour, the only people who are probably done with their evening meal is East Coast people. And I know some people who are down in Florida, in the southern states near Florida, are either under a hurricane situation or are going to be hit by the Hurricane Helen and the other eclipse, and it's high winds and rains and all that fun stuff. So I figured anybody from like Florida and in those southern coastal states would probably not be able to make it. Hello, Starry Night. Um, how is the weather there then, Starry Night? How bad is it for you and where you're at? Um, are you like Florida or any one of the states between Florida and Texas? Because I know those areas get hit a lot with hurricanes, and so does Okay, you guys are East Coast. Okay. Um, New York City. Okay. Last time I was in New York City is when we got hit by Hurricane Sandy, and within a couple months to a year after Sandy hit, Jerry Ann and I moved here to Missouri, and my in-laws were like, "Why are you moving to the Midwest? You get hit by tornadoes." And I was like, "Yeah, I'd rather be blown away than blown and washed, because at least with tornadoes, you have the chance of getting into a underground location or a safe room or something like that, and you just get the winds that might take out your house." Um, with a hurricane, you can't even go into a basement, because then you'll get flooded with water, and that's worse than a tornado, as far as I'm concerned. Because like I can't go up here away from the water, because the high winds may blow my roof off, and and I can't go down here in the lowest level to be away from the high winds, because my basement might get flooded, or whatever lower room. Like Hurricane Sandy, if it wasn't for the crawl space under my house, we wouldn't have gotten only like 3 foot, 3 to 4 foot of water inside the main part of the house. We would have gotten the whole, basically, the part of the house that it's a legal two-family house, part of the house that me and Jay were living in. Everything pretty much got relocated. Um, so you going through the hurricane right now, Tracy? Well, good luck to you. Hope everything comes out well. Um, Connecticut, well, you're not going to get much except for maybe some rain and high winds. Um, But yeah, like Tracy, who's down in the mix of it, you know, I hope they all stay safe. We've got friends down there in Florida. One of my wife's best friends are in Florida. Or yeah, so they're dealing with high winds and rain. Last time I looked at the map, most of the people who were getting hit by the brunt of it was like the Keys. So where our friend is further upstate near um, I can't remember the name of the town, but it's somewhere in between Miami and further north. Um, if my wife was on here, she'd be able to tell you, but she's watching and doing her own thing. So you're in Tampa, Florida. Okay. Oreo, stop. Um, Oreo's pawing at my foot like there's something under my foot she wants. But yeah, you know. But anyhow, I don't know who all is going to be here. I know, like I said, a lot of people are either in the mix of having dinner or just getting done with dinner. But yesterday, got to see my new primary, and after the visit with my primary, learned a lot of new things. I'm basically being put on Ritalin for my psychological, some of my problems, some of my mental problems. And so, yeah, being put on Ritalin. I'm waiting for my pharmacy to fill it. The problem we've noticed lately, at least me and Jerry have noticed lately, that Ritalin must be a major drug they use for people with extreme ADHD, which I have. Ew. Okay, my new primary gave me a bunch of information on what is diabetic rheumatoid arthritis. So I gotta sit down and actually read this stuff. And then, of course, she gave me a couple phone numbers that I could call for psychological help. I used Campus once before. My only concern about Campus, is the last person I was talking to was via teleconferencing, and the problem I had with it is how easy it could have been for me to show, or not show, but hide my feelings and whatnot, due to the fact that you're not face to face with the person, and it's like, really, come on, how much? I mean, no offense to Campus or the young man I was talking with, but it's ouch, excuse me. I, I prefer to sit down with an actual person, not a screen. Um, Story and I am not going to talk about Jerry. That's one of my three rules. We don't talk about Jerry. We don't talk about economics, and we don't talk about religion, or not religion, politics, but religion too, because my beliefs and your beliefs are two different types of beliefs, and I just don't want to get into a big argument of who's right, who's wrong, that kind of stuff, because I was born a Christian, raised a Christian. I still feel I'm a Christian, but I'm not your atypical Christian like you see in your churches, which I don't go to. I've gotten tired of the church, because I could have church in my backyard. I can have church in my bedroom, my office, whatever. Just takes two good people to sit down and discuss the Bible, or discuss God, and there's church. You can have a church with anywhere in the world. It's just as long as you get a handful of believers to talk amongst themselves about their experiences or their beliefs or anything like that, and there's church right there. But that and finding, go back to high school, finding information on the Native American healing system, or healing system. Um, People tend to think, oh, you're no longer a Christian. No, I just found a better health system or healing system than I had um, with my I don't say belief, because I don't follow any, I don't follow the religious aspect of the Native Americans. Then I switched out of Native American because I found out I'm not Native American. Doesn't mean I still think about their natural healing and whatnot. It's just I changed over to, um, I don't know if you want to call it, well, just call it what a lot of people call it, heathenism. I don't follow their protocols or religion, but they've got a lot of um, nature-based beliefs and nature-based medicines, similar to the Native Americans, just slightly different. But I'm still a Christian, um, and that's all I have to say about that, because it's like I don't care what kind of label you want to slap on a particular religion. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter what your label is. You could be um, Presbyterian, Catholic, mainstream Christian, Church of Christ, all those different um, Christ-based or God-based religion are titles. But if we're worshiping the same God, what what what's the problem? I mean, it's like, okay, so um, this group of religious people, they like to get up and really let it loose. There's others who just sit down and quietly listen to sermons and whatnot. My problem with churches nowadays, and this is a man-made building, not a God-covered church. It's a building to me. So the word church is kind of like, no, I don't go to church. I have religion. I have beliefs in God, and it does not need to be in a building. I don't have to tithe to anybody. That kind of stuff. Stuff that I just like. It's mainstream churches have become either too political or too financially based. So I have trouble with some ministers who they'll have their moment before the sermon, and it's about something that has nothing to do with Christ. And I just kind of go, no, no, I didn't come here to listen about the news. If I want to listen to the world news, I would go to BBC or some other news broadcasting system that I trusted. Um, but that's my belief. Okay, that's how I live. Um, I don't see the necessity of another person telling me what I can read out of the Bible. That's the way I am. But um, that's one reason why I usually don't talk about religion, because then there's like, what? Um, Legion Mommy? That's an interesting name. But like I said Saturday night, if you want to ask about Jerry's cancer and whatnot, go to her. Hey, Marguerite. Hopefully I'm not interrupting your dinner. It's the last thing I want to do is interrupt anybody's dinner or anything like that. Oh, wow. Here's somebody I haven't seen in a while. Hello, Kick and Wicken. Um, well, what's been going on is yesterday I had two different doctor's appointments yesterday. One, well, it was quick, just asking me. The nurse practitioner caught me in the waiting room and said, "How you doing?" I said, "I'm feeling fine. I have no pain. I only have pain when I first wake up in the morning, and then it goes away after an hour or so." And they go, "So you have nothing? How it basically 90% of your day is pain free?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Okay, that's all I need to know. See you later." And he explained because he was short staffed, a lot of people calling out sick. So I was like, "No problem." Uh, um, excuse me. The only problem I have right now is basically my allergies and my postnasal drip. Of course, tomorrow we were supposed to go out and do something, but it looks like it's going to rain all day, so we might be canceling that. It was a family event, so we're probably going to not cancel it, just postpone it to Saturday or whenever the next available time is for us to go. I'm doing a live. If you would have gotten your notes. Okay, I sent you a text message. Um, but yeah. Sorry, I thought. Anyhow, yeah. And then the second appointment was a basically go speak to my new primary medical doctor, and she's a good woman. Basically, it was a joint. Jerry was supposed to have an appointment before me, and I was supposed to have an appointment right after her. But because we were running a little late, the doctor just put the two of us together. But tomorrow is supposed to be rainy. But anyhow, the doctor was going to put me on Ritalin. She says my between what what I had to say, Jerry had to say, the paperwork I had to fill out the questionnaire, and the doctor was like, "I'm putting you on Ritalin because your ADHD is through the roof," according to both the doctor and my wife. So I'm waiting for the pharmacy to fill it, but I realized because it happened to Jerry on multiple occasions that Ritalin is one of those medications that seems like everybody who's got ADHD or any kind of problems similar to ADHD is getting Ritalin. But one of the questions was from the doctor was, "How long have you known you've had ADHD?" And I went, 1977, 1970, I don't know, shortly after I was born, or went into schooling. So it's been one of those like, yeah, I've had it all my life. Thank you very much. I'm just glad that people are starting to realize it and trying to help me treat it. But I think between the hormonal change, or what the medical people say is, men can get something similar to women's menopause. It's called menopause, not meta. So it's kind of like, oh, that explains a lot. So all my problems from my childhood, all the ADHD, ADD, and all the other issues I had as a kid is coming back to hit me like 100-fold. I'll wake up going, do I really have to get up? And then like, I'll get up and I'll come out here and I'm like, okay, morning routine is normally get up, use the facilities, make Jerry Ann a cup of coffee, make myself a cup of coffee, wake up a little bit, and make breakfast. Well, this morning it was like I went and started talking to Mom about things. And I'm like, that's right, I'm supposed to be making coffee, I'm supposed to be doing this, I'm supposed to be doing that. And yeah. Or like I'll be in a room, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to go do this. Or, oh yeah, there's something I need to grab out of the kitchen. And I'll come out here to the kitchen and I'll be like, why, man? What did I come in here for? So. But, yeah. So, they're putting me, bad enough I'm already on 3 different new medications. One of them is to help with my triglycerides. The other one is supposed to be a blood pressure medication, and the other one is supposed to be like a industrial grade fish oil. That's supposed to help with my. That's basically my new triglyceride medicine. Is basically it's a pumped up fish oil. That's the way the doctor explained it to me. So I'm like, okay, cool. At least I'm trying to get my diabetes under control. And then my the new doctor I have, the new primary, is because I basically said I want to get into a program with a nutritionist to help me understand my diabetes and the foods that I should or should not be eating, because I don't know how much damage I'm doing to myself by eating certain kinds of foods. So, yeah. Um, well, all I can say, kicking, as long as whatever medication the doctor prescribing me, if it works, great. If not, yeah, okay, back to the drawing board. Um, because you know, I need to focus, because part of the problem with what's going on around this house, I blame it on me, because everybody is waiting for me. And I'm not saying that they're waiting on me that they can't do something for themselves, but there are certain projects that, I've got the most amount of strength and energy most of the time to do stuff. But without the focus that I need to do those projects, they're getting, it's not that anybody's dragging their feet or anything like that. I have no focus. I'm so out of focus, it ain't funny. Um, let's see here. Okay. Yes, they're working on that. That's why the doctor gave me paperwork for three different local here in Rolla companies that deal with psychological issues. So I just need to pick one of them and talk to them and um, see what's going on. Okay, Marguerite and Marguerite Rose. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not Marguerite. It's something else. Rose. Um, yeah, kicking. You know, if there's somebody on here trolling or being a pain in the rump, they can take a hike. Actually, I think I scared one person off the other day because I realized that I got a notification from a very nice bird that they were they're they were doing a live, or they're still doing that live from last Monday was 6 hours long, and I just went, huh? And yeah, so there was one person on there. I literally said, look, I don't mind you being on my channel, but if you're gonna be like nicey nice to me, then go to that channel, the hate channel, one of the hate channels, and tear me apart. I don't want you on my channel. And they left. So, you know, and that's for anybody. If anybody knows of somebody who's on both my channel and their channel, want to give me a heads up so I can see what they're saying and whatnot and make a decision, thank you. Um, I got diagnosed with bipolarism, which is basically manic depression is basically labeled as bipolarism nowadays because there's so many different parts of manic depression that, I mean, between manic depression, suicidal tendencies, one thing or another of that accord, I got labeled way back in Arizona as manic depressed. And then when I went to that 1 week in the psych ward, they just labeled it as bipolarism. So that's when they gave me a antidepressant. I can't remember. It's a medication that deals with both my bipolarism and my anxiety, which does help from time to time unless I'm really in a low, which unfortunately I have been lately. Um, my hold on a second. I got stuff on my glasses that are making it hard to read you guys' comments. Um, that's better. No, it's not. I got a big old thumbprint in the middle of my bugger. Let me let me read your comment more. And are you taking any medications? Yes, I'm taking medicine for bipolarism and other issues. I my ADHD. Well, like I said earlier, you might not have been here. I've had ADHD since I was at grade school, since kindergarten, because I was very like hyper, couldn't focus. Basically, anything that was a distraction would catch my attention. Because at that time, before high school, basically, um, there was nothing school-wise that kept my interest. Granted, my parents did a very good job of trying to teach me certain things like English, reading and writing. Um, my dad did a good job with mathematics. That the school, my dad literally had to go to one of my schools to explain to them how I was able to get the answer, but because I didn't write out the formula, it was done up here. Um, they wanted to say I was cheating and failed me, and my dad was like, "Bull," and had some words with that particular teacher. Of course, that teacher thought she was the bee's knees until she met my dad, because we were using a old auditorium, and they had that platform for performances and whatnot, and she had her desk up there. And my dad took a chair up there, and she just about went bonkers. Like, nobody comes up here. No, no, no. My dad was like, ha, yeah. When you're dealing with my kid, we're going to be at the same level. Um, but yeah, I've had my ADHD for a very long time. It wasn't until high school that I learned basically what things will help me cope with my ADHD, and that was being reading materials that I was interested in and doing things that I was interested in, which might have been off the norm for a lot of people, but for me it worked. Um, thanks, kicking it. um, yes, yes, we do know it's genetic. We just don't know what side of the family it could have came from. Um, so yeah, I know. Um, if anything, I probably got it from my mom. Not, well, I wouldn't say my mom. Maybe more my dad. But, huh? Yeah, we don't know where it came from, so it's a guessing game. Uh, how many meds do I take before I go to bed? 3. I have my allergy medication, my Q medication, which I can't remember what exactly that's for, and I forgot what the other one was until I got to do meds tonight anyhow. So, um, but yeah, I take 3 to 4 different meds for meds at bedtime. Only one of them is really supposed to cause me drowsiness, which is the Q medication, which I think I need to. That's I can't remember what that's for right now, but I think I need to get that dose increased because the last 2 nights, 1 or 2 nights, I have not been able to fall asleep. Um, I end up the first night I ended up tossing and turning until I finally fell asleep, and then last night I was just like, I think I'm gonna go. I just got up and did dishes, and then I ended up sleeping out in the living room because Jerry was snoring, and no no reason for it. I mean, it's like there are nights where I can fall asleep before her, or I can put on my music. What? Oh, the Q medicine for bipolarism. Jerry just yelled it at me. Why don't you just type it, goofball? Um, oh, she's not in the comments. Okay. But yeah, my medicines, they all have their purpose and whatnot, and then there's oh, kicked out a copycat. Okay. No, there's no cure for bipolarism. There's plenty of tricks and whatnot besides medication that help me out. But like I said earlier, that hopefully with the Ritalin medication and my other medications for my other psychological issues, it dang, I get things under control. Sorry, folks. I'm like, I guess due to my issues right now, what's going through me lately, I'm so OCD about my glasses being cleaned. Otherwise, it causes a blurry spot or something like that. Um, well, that could be what oh my. I mean, I know my father. Towards the end, he was becoming more um, sleepy and lethargic at times. Um, of course, that man could sleep through just about anything, but you go to touch him, you better be ready to jump backwards real quick because he had, excuse me, um, an issue when they had to give him a surgery for his hernia. Um, and basically, they call it shell shock. You know, that's what they used to call it. I'm actually glad that fall came. Tomorrow our high is only supposed to be about 67. Um, but our temperatures lately, except for 1 or 2 days, well, actually several days last week, has been in like low 80s, upper 70s, which I'm fine by. It's the humidity that gets me. Um, I'm actually kind of looking forward to see what the weather's going to be for winter, but they're saying to be careful because of the way spring and summer was, that we didn't get as much rain as we normally do, and we're not getting as much rain as what we normally do in the fall, that we could have a pretty hard winter. Um, and I'm hoping once I get my Ritalin and my brain starts to stabilize and my moods are a little bit better, and I can think, because that's my biggest problem lately. Is that's like, you're asking me a question, you want me to answer it? I don't know. Is my answer lately with a lot of things, but I'm hoping once I get the medication and once things start to settle down around here, um, whether it's settled down as what our plans are going to be or whatnot, because we're still going over plans. And well, let's just say, come here, you little bug, little freaking fruit fly. Um, we're trying to think of plans that can accommodate all of us, um, because even though I don't have a big enough property here, um, I am I am hoping that we can come to a agreement on what's happening between the three of us, because yes, I want my mom to have her freedom to do what she wants and live out the rest of her life the way she wants. But I would like to keep her as close as possible. And this is me talking, not Jerry. We're not even discussing Jerry. Um, but so I want her to be close enough that if she wanted to come over and spend time with us and whatnot, she doesn't have to drive. She can just walk across the yard, or something like that. So there's a lot of pans up in the air, let's say. or a lot of pans on the back burner, but we're working it out. Um, his dad could have been a carrier. Well, that's the thing. We don't. Dad was not very talkative about himself or his health, so we don't know what. I mean, if it wasn't for my mom listening to the doctors when she went with him, we don't know a lot of things that he could have had, except for the family history. So nobody talked about bipolarism. So, but um, I'm just I'm being the opposite of my father. I'm listening to my doctors. In fact, one of the things I did talk to the doctor about yesterday when we went um, is she asked me because I had put on in the notes of why I wanted to visit my doctor. I put in the notes I wanted to see a nutritionist, and so she's gonna send a referral and hopefully get me hooked up with a nutritionist at the hospital, at the county hospital. So it's, you know, it's happening. You know, it might not be happening as fast as I want it to, but at least we're working on it. So yeah, let's see here. Beverly Ann, we are actually doing pretty good. Well, shouldn't say that. Well, we are doing good. I'm not like going psychotic or anything like that, but went to see my doctor yesterday. My pain doctor said I'm good for now. If I have any problems, call him. My new primary had me fill out some paperwork for ADHD, and she put me on Ritalin. I just gotta wait for it to be filled. Um, so I mean, I'm doing everything I can to keep my health going and not be well like I have been lately. Just like you know, yeah, or I just don't have the desire or gumption to do any housework. Um, not saying my house is dirty and filthy. I mean, like trying to. Well, Jerry wants to keep on going with her plan of changing around the house, um, in case in case we can afford to stay here after mom leaves. If everybody, it's just you know going and looking. But there's so many ideas or things going on that it's the way my mind has been working, and hopefully the Ritalin will take care of that. Is I'm just like you know leave me in my dark corner and feed me shit, and I'll just be a mushroom. Um, but I don't blame anybody for that. I mean, I think it's a combination of my age and changes and the whole nine yard. But I want everybody to be happy, but I also want everybody to stay close. So, um, so it's one of those like, okay, let's get our ducks in a row so we can figure out what's going on and finally implement whatever, start doing whatever. My favorite season of the year? Wow. Does it have to be one? Because even though my allergies might not like it, I do love spring because I love to see the new foliage and the new foliage and whatnot coming up. But I also like fall because I like to see the seasonal change. So it's kind of hard to pick one. I mean, I don't really like summer because summer is just like it's either the humidity or something else that just don't agree with me. And as for winter, I do love winter. I love watching the snow come down. I just don't like going out there and shoveling the snow and whatnot. So it's like if I had to go one through four, it would probably be spring, fall, winter, summer. You know, because I love watching the seasons change. Um, um, all right, what am I? I'm not going to yell it right now. But she's watching the TV and watching everything that's going on. Um, yeah, excuse my nose. I got to trim some hair. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping is the Ritalin especially will help regulate my brain. Hey, redhead. Um, yeah, that's why I'm not talking too much about it because there's a lot of ins and outs right now, and we we don't know what's going on. We're just we're trying to get our, like I said, try to get our ducks in a row. Um, Now, I know mom can hear me because she's in the other room. Like I said earlier, I would prefer if she could stay close to here. Um, what else? What's going on with her searches and whatnot? I'm not going to talk about because that's mom's deal. Um, so it's kind of like one of those. I'm I want her to stay by so I can watch over her, but I also would like it, and I kind of here in this house it's kind of hard to do, but I'm hoping if one if I'm hoping whatever plan goes through, that mom has a health aide or somebody who comes in and sits with her for a couple hours a day just to watch over her and help her with cleaning her place and maybe making some foods because I know before we moved in together, mom was making like batches of foods that she likes, that she knows that she can cook and whatnot, and like she'll eat a portion and take all the rest of the portions and put them in different cups. So she had portions and then freeze those portions. So the day that she wants to have, like let's say she made a big made a big batch of her spaghetti. She can eat a little bit of that spaghetti and then take the rest of them and put them in storage cups, freezer cups, and put them in the freezer for somewhere down the line. So that's kind of what I'm hoping could happen for her. Um, so like I said, it's one of those like we don't know what's going to happen until it happens, and I'm trying not to look too far forward because with all the things that are going on just today, it's kind of hard to think about tomorrow or a week ahead. You know, it's one of those like hopefully once I get the medication and I start to stabilize, I can sit there and make food planners and things like that we can all agree on. Um, because right now it's like, what do I feel like eating? Oh man, it's 4 o'clock and I forgot to pull something out for dinner. I don't like saying at 4 o'clock be a fin for yourself. Yesterday we had decided to do a fin for yourself because we have a lot of leftovers in the refrigerator that either need to be eaten or get tossed. Um, let's see here, Beverly. You say you have an 82-year-old grandma. She lives across from me. It's nice. Hopefully, your mom can find something like that too. Being close to your parents is assuring, assuring for sure. Yeah, I would have loved that for this area too. I mean, um, when Jerry Ann and I moved here, and we thought we'd be able to, um, well, we thought a lot of different things, but one of the things was we um, we purchased this house hoping that either A, we can all live here and get along, or B, Jerry Ann and I could take over the payment for the house or switch mortgage for me and Jerry and take it off mom's hands. So mom can either move out or do whatever. So it was like one of those a lot of things, we had a lot of things planned, but a lot of things did not happen because of Jerry's health, my health, job situations. A lot of little things just kind of rolled up into one big giant ball of confusion and whatnot. So it's just one of those things that we've had to deal with over the time. Um, yeah, it's really nice to have your parents living very close by. Um, excuse me. Well, that's the thing is, I want her to do what's right with her life, but I also want to stay close by to each other. I'm not forcing my mom to do anything that she really doesn't want to do, because we've already talked about if we could get this big, if we could get a property that's big enough, like 2 acres, 1.5 to 2 acres, and the main house is at one point, and mom could put her tiny house or trailer or whatever, or Jerry Ann and I can put a trailer for the two of us far enough away from mom that she doesn't hear any of our noise, and we can set a paddock or a fenced-in area for Oreo on the opposite side of, like, let's say this is the main house, mom's house is over here. We put a fence or something like that for the dog to run around over here, so hopefully mom doesn't hear her barking too much. So we've thought about the different things and what we would like to do if we had a big enough piece of property or something like that. So it's like, you know we sit down and talk about it, and we try to make sure that everybody is happy with the plans. And yes, unfortunately, plans do change for one reason or another. Um, Chester chicken. That's interesting. What oh my? Um, what my oh my? Um, but fend for yourself nights can be nice because it's okay. We know we have this left over, this left over, this left over. Either we can eat it or toss it and make something fresh for ourselves. Like I've been known many times to be like, okay, I've got chicken nuggets, I've got meatball, I've got family style meatballs, I've got chili, I've got some pasta. I'll throw something together like that for myself. Um, but yeah, thank you, Beverly. I think the idea that I have would be a nice idea. It just depends on finding the right place and the right price and things like that, because Jerry Ann and I want to be the ones to basically get a FFA or FFH. I can't first 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 home buyer basically, which means everything will be cheaper. And FHA, okay, FHA, all right. Um, so it's one of those like, what can we do without having mom to pay for anything, because there might be a place that Jerry Ann and I find that's perfect for us, and it's still got room for mom if she wants to put down a tiny home or something like that, you know. And then mom can basically, decide what she wants to do, you know. But that's just one of the many directions we can go. Um, but like I said, uh, um, okay, I don't think I've ever had Chester's chicken, but anywho, um, got more of you on here, so I'm gonna go back to where I was in the beginning because a lot of you weren't here. Um, Sorry if I'm like scratching my nose. I got a wild hair. I had an appointment. Oh, because I turned them upside down. I had an appointment yesterday with my new primary. The reason why I say new primary is because my old primary I didn't feel was working for me. Um, but my new primary is a very good, very nice lady. Um, her, one of the nurses that we worked with, who did basically our vitals and whatnot. Uh, they both have dogs, so Oriole was with us, and Oriole was very behaved, and both the doctor and the nurse petted Oriole, and Oriole had no problem with them. Um, but Oriole, of course, when first meeting people, she'll bark, but she didn't bark loud. She just kind of whoop, and once she got if the nurse let her sniff their hand or something like that, she was fine and dandy. Um, so I think we've got a nice new primary and her associates. But the primary asked me to fill out paperwork to test me for how bad my ADHD was, and it was pretty bad. And I was giving a subscription for Ritalin. Hopefully that will help straighten out my mind for those of you who weren't here earlier. I think it was Beverly and Redhead Storm weren't here. I also asked her to refer me to a a nutritionist, not a dietitian, a nutritionist, so I can get more information and help with understanding the foods that I cannot eat for my diabetes, because I want to basically I've read it online on YouTube with a couple of different groups on different kinds of foods and whatnot that will help you literally basically get rid of your diabetes, because type 2 diabetes is reversible, unlike cancer. So I want to work with you know a dietitian, nutritionist, however you want to put them, to figure that out, so I can start understanding how to balance out my meals. So when I make meals that aren't written down like the Nordic cookbook, like if I'm just like, okay, I've got steak, or well, pork chops. We very rarely get steak nowadays. Pork chops and either potatoes or gluten-free pasta, or make my own mac and cheese with the gluten-free products that we have, things like that. So I am really looking forward to that, because then I can understand what I can and cannot eat, and how to make a well balanced meal. Um, and hopefully, mom will enjoy it. If not, well, she I've told her she can cook anything she wants anytime she wants. Um, of course, she did say, because the way I rearrange stuff in the kitchen, it's hard for her to find stuff. And I'm just ask. I'll tell you where everything is. The pots and pans are the same, and basically the same place. It's the utensils and whatnot that I use to help me cook. That used to be out on the counter are now in a drawer, because I want to try to make my counters as uncluttered and free of stuff. So yeah. Um, yes, I know. I know. I know mom was on their channel, and she's been on other channels, and the only concern I have with my mom being on those channels is, you know, her getting, I don't know, hurt, misinformed, misguided. Um, but she's assured me that she knows the what's right and wrong. She's even tried to tell them on occasion where they're wrong. So yes, I'm protective of my mom, but I'm not gonna block her from doing anything. It's her life, it's her decision. Um, I mean, she had actually told me that she had found several different things that they were putting out there that was laughable, um, funny, however you want to put it. But I'm, as far as I'm concerned, that's her choice. I am not going to, I tell her every so often that do you realize that these women are just trying to find ways to create more lies and negativity, and you're there for them to question or whatever. Um, but I'm just, and there are times where when I find out mom's on there and I jump on there, I don't say anything. I just watch. I just watch and listen, so I know what to talk to my mom about if I have a issue with it or a feeling about it. Um, but oh, I know they're watching. Believe me, I know they're watching. I mean, I've got like 92 people watching and only about a dozen saying anything. So I'm like, let them watch. You know why? As they're watching, I hear bing, 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 bing. Coins are dropping. They're basically feeding. They're basically paying. They're paying for. They're helping my revenue by watching. Um, that's why every once in a blue moon I give them the courtesy of watching. Um, okay, no problem, redhead. Um, but see, my thing with okay, we have proven time and time again, and they got proof from Mona because of something that happened between Mona and Jerry, and I'm not going to talk about it, but they heard the doctor say, yeah, she's got cancer. So every so often they still talk about it, and I'm like, even the doctor says she's got cancer, you want to argue that point, um, which I think it's just like ridiculous. And I'm surprised they haven't started something against me about, oh yeah, he doesn't have type 2 diabetes, blah, 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 blah. That's fine, Danny. I don't care if they believe me or not. Um, so it's one of those like, let them talk. The reason why I mean, I've probably got enough or can gather up enough just by watching them to create a response channel or whatever. But the thing is, all the religions I believe in, all the what I'm going to call it that I believe in, between my Christianity and my Humanism, um, it's all wrong. That kind of negativity, that kind of spewing of information that they don't have an inkling of the truth is just like, no. One, I was not raised to do that. Two, I don't believe in doing that kind of stuff. All I can say is like, okay, if they want to hate me, that's fine, dandy. I've had people hate me pretty much most of my life. I've been called a Nazi because my dad was stationed in Germany for 3 years. I've been called skinny, dumb, stupid, slow. I can pull out the handbook of all the different things I've been called. And you know what? Here I am, 52, heading on to 53. I don't give a shit no more. That's the best thing I can do. It's like, yeah, who cares? Let them speak. All they're doing is making asses of themselves. And they're just, that scale that is used to weigh our souls to see if we're worthy of going into heaven. I'm not going to be the judge of it, but I'm like, there's so much negativity from those people that I don't have to worry about it. I'm letting the big man upstairs worry about it. It basically makes my life less stressful, and I've got enough stress in my life. I don't need the unwanted, unneeded, useless stress. So it's like, yeah, and I usually don't talk about Jerry Ann, but this is something that I try to explain to Jerry Ann. Why are you paying attention to these women? Why do you have to react to their stupidity and their negativity? Why don't you just do what we've been doing up until last Monday, or whenever it was that big lie that was an ambush? Um, they're not worth it. We've tried for years to get them to understand that, yes, Jerry's got cancer. Yes, she's got back sores from that brace that she had to wear, plus the cancer. You know, they don't want to listen. We showed them paperwork. We showed them x-rays. We showed them documentation. Still didn't want to believe us. They want to say it was all fake. Okay. Well, then, for as I'm concerned, everything you say is fake because I got the truth right here in my lap. How are they going to argue to me what the truth is when I've got it right here in documentation? When I myself was sitting with Jerry Ann when they said cancer and I nearly fell out. I was there for most of her doctor's appointments. I drove myself to and from St. Louis to visit her while she was in rehab, while she was in hospital. I don't like driving to the big city. I don't even like driving into the big city, let alone to the edge of the big city. No, it's not my forte. But I swallowed my pride and I said, no, I got to do this. This isn't just for me. This is for Jerry. You know, any weekend I wasn't working, I was going to St. Louis. You know, and I was gone for most of the day, and Mom had to fend for herself most of the time. So I don't care what they have to say. If I've got the written proof, the documentation, the signed proof from the doctors, from the hospitals, why am I listening to their half-cocked stories? Oh yeah, I was once a nurse, and those are bed sores. No, they're not. If anybody in this house would have had bed sores, it would have been me because I like to sleep 14 hours a day. I like to sleep as much as I can because I, right now, cannot stand the world. I push myself just to get out of bed. I push myself to make breakfast. What I do out of love for my family. Not for some show, no. I'm not one of those people that needs cameras throughout my whole house so everybody in the world can see what I'm doing except for in the bathroom and behind my bedroom door. You know, no, I don't need to put my life on display. Okay. Cozy, what's sad? Them or me? Because yeah, they're very sad people. They're a bunch of 60 plus, maybe 50 plus year old women who have nothing in their lives than take time to look at videos of one form or another from either myself or for some other person who's literally busting their ass to make themselves happy or do crafting or whatnot. And these women want to just like tear them apart. And I say it's jealousy because the people they're tearing apart, they're jealous of because there's something in those people's lives that they don't have. Well, the way the world is right now, yeah, I mean, it it's falling apart. I mean, if I knew if I knew the Bible as well as I wish I knew, I would literally be able to open up the Bible and point out throughout throughout the New Testament and Revelation, as well as in the whole Bible, because you look at Revelation, it will pinpoint things in the back, or things in the Old Testament about Revelation, and I'm I'm sitting there looking at what I know of the Bible and looking at the world going, yeah, we're in the middle of Armageddon, but nobody wants to believe it. That's fine, Danny. It's what I see, and it's my opinion. Well, because the information of me being diabetic, Amy, is kind of new, and you know, they've already said a lot of things like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that because of Jerry. No, I'm doing it because I love Jerry. I'm not doing it because they want me, they want to think Jerry's telling me what to do. What's up, babe?
I'm just gonna get her some snacks. We're gonna go play, and
Okay.
I'm out of protein bars. So I'm gonna grab some protein bars.
Oh, okay.
Just get her ready.
See, if you're not hearing it, Jerry's right here in the kitchen, getting herself some protein bars for snacks, and getting the puppy something to snack on. Jerry could eat.
What?
Jerry could have easily called out and said, "I need this," and but no, we're all capable of doing our own things when we want to. But like I said, I'm done with those people. I mean, I'm a little sad that my mom goes and listens to them, but it's her choice. In the end, the way I look at it, in the end, whatever Jerry does is her choice. Whatever I do is my choice, and whatever mom does is her choice. I should say, try to live together and do what's right for each other. I'm just sorry that things are going the way it is right now. Let's see here. Well, I know that. I don't put anything above me, except for, you want to call him God, you want to call him a Great Spirit, you want to call him, Odin, whatever you want to call him, the guy upstairs. I just say the guy upstairs because we don't know. Might not even be a guy. It might be a woman. Who knows? Okay. I just heard something rattle in the bedroom. I was like, Well, I know that kicking. I know. There have been times where I have not been able to, I have not been my best self. Earlier this week, basically up until almost Wednesday, it had been rainy and gloomy like 5 days in a row. And let's just say by Tuesday night, all day Wednesday, I was just like, on edge. I was thankful to be able to be calm when I went to see the doctor or doctors. I don't like being negative. I mean, it's one thing to be down in the dumps and whatnot because you've got 5 days worth of bad weather, and I need to sit in front of a I forgot what they're called, but it's a lamp that produces the same UV radiation that the sun does, and it's supposed to help your endorphins and your feelings and whatnot, so you're not so. Ugh. But I didn't spend enough time in front of one of those. I have one in my room, and then my bedside lamps. They have the daylight brightness or daylight type function. I sleep so much mainly because it's either I'm overly tired or I'm just depressed. But like I said, last night to this morning, we slept until 10:30. I think that was the final alarm that woke me up and said, okay, I need to get up and do stuff. But I am. I'm more of a night person, so like tonight, I got projects to do in my office, and Jerry will sleep through it. Mom's on the other side of the house, so she won't hear it. But I'm just like, you know, I get more done at nighttime, I guess you'd say. That's the way it's always been. So sleeping, falling asleep at 2 o'clock in the morning and sleeping until 10 p.m., 8 hours. Okay, not 8, not 10 p.m., 10 a.m., 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's 8 hours. That's more than enough sleep for the average adult. But I know from family and whatnot, the older you get, the more sleep you seem to need. So yeah, like tonight, if I don't, I probably won't do it tonight because making all the noise, putting away dishes. But like last night, I couldn't sleep, so I came out here. I did the day's worth, or the dishes that needed to be done, and ran the dishwasher. Yeah, air fly. So it's like, you know, um, oh, I've been outside a lot lately. We changed to Oreo's grassy area, basically. She was going out the side door, but it was, because the dog would jump up against that glass door or cause a lot of stress issues for me and mom. Um, we switched it to be in the front yard because if we do one of the plans, which is basically divide the house in half, and the dog would be going out the carport door. She's been doing that for a week and a half, somewhere around there. And she doesn't seem to have any problems. Um, let's see here. And the other thing is now that it's getting to a temperature that I can handle without high humidity, I don't mind going out there and sitting out there while the dog's doing her business or roaming the front yard. I bring out, my phone or a book or something like that and just sit out there for a while. Um, it's all right, Jerry. Um, um, Mona, I think you're making something up. Actually, yeah. Sophie, I'm actually doing pretty good. You weren't here when I started this, so I am going to. Hello, bluegrass. Sorry, I've been having that cough, that bad cough for a little while. Um, Sophie, Mona, and bluegrass, you weren't here when I started this, but let me just catch you up. Yesterday was a medical day. I had a follow up with my pain management group, and since my pain has not been bugging me except for like the first 30 minutes waking up, I think everybody my age has that problem. Um, so he wanted to, it was like a 5 minute. He met me out in the waiting room because he was running around like a chicken with his head cut off because a lot of people call out sick. So I talked to him in the lobby. He said, "Well, do you have 99% or was it 99 or 90%? I can't remember. But do you have a certain percentile of no pain?" And I'm like, "Yeah, probably about 90% to 95% no pain all day." He goes, "Okay, we don't need to really sit down and chat. You got have a good day." And then my other one was my new primary, and she had me do um, a ADD test, and I did that, and she was like, "Yeah, you need to be on some serious. You need to be on a different type of medication." So she put me on Ritalin, hopefully that will help me get my mind straight and not. Um, but other than that, everything's been fine and dandy. Um, that time of year, yeah, bronchial issues. Um, okay, I did not see that. So, huh? Okay. So, I do not want any kind of drama or threats going around. So please be civil. I know some of us are not exactly happy with others, but I want this to be a stress-free zone from now on. Um, so I just need you guys to be civil. If um, if you're not going to be civil, I won't mind Jerry or anybody else putting whomever is not being civil into a timeout. I know Mona can be civil, and she has been, unless she gets riled up. I'm the same way. I am glad to actually have Mona and Richard here. How are you guys doing? I'm not sure exactly where you guys said you were from. I don't remember if it was Mississippi or what, but I know that area is getting some bad weather due to the hurricane. Um, uh, Amy, yeah, I might have said don't. I think you're making it up, but even my mom said that there was a threat put out there, and I am no, I'm not gonna. Um, what my oh my cannot block anybody, Amy. So oh, okay, I see what you're saying. No, I'm not gonna block them. They have not caused me any problems. If I'm gonna block anybody, it's gonna be people who are saying that they're causing problems. I haven't heard or seen a word that's problematic. So, yeah. Okay, no, she'll mean I got it. So yeah. Um, yeah, it's unnecessary. That's one of the reasons why I don't. Yeah. Okay. Um, Mom is actually doing really good right now. You got that, Ma? Okay. She's bending over to get some fresh Coke out of the pantry, and I'm like, I get worried from time to time that she's gonna hurt herself because I know how it is to be getting back problems and feeling like you're gonna go head over tea kettle if you bend over. Um, no, Amy, you haven't made up much. Um, so yeah, um, sorry, Jim. I'm happy that okay. Yeah, I'm happy I'm getting medication to help me out because the last couple, well, I'm gonna say the last couple days to a week, my mind has been so cluttered that sometimes I don't know what's going on. Sometimes I'm just like, yeah, don't ask me to think. Don't ask me to answer a question. Just let me go on autopilot and hope I'm doing the right thing. Yeah, I'm about ready to wrap it up. I've been on here for an hour and 30 minutes or something like that. But there, let's just say if I keep on seeing what I'm seeing, um, I'm gonna nip it in the bud because I don't need this back and forth. Who did this? Who did that? Name calling, all that stuff. I don't need it. I don't want it. I've been trying to stop it. Um, that's why there are certain people I haven't blocked for a lot of different reasons, but um, it looks like I may have to nip these people in the bud. Um, but let's see here. Yeah, I'm about to do that, Sheila. Because I've got a few things to do before 8 o'clock. In fact, it sounds like Mom just went to bed. Exactly. People need to stop taking things out of proportion. Um, out of context. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to read people's comments. So yeah, I mean, if you want to be childish or anything like that, go to somebody else's site because I yeah, Bluegrass. I am happy I found a good doctor. Well, Bluegrass. Hopefully, once I get the medicine and it starts taking effect, um, I'll be either doing more lives or more vlogs. I don't know which. Um, but see, I already did what I warned people I was going to start doing, but I just put what my in a timeout for 24 hours because I am. Well, Sheila, I mean, personally, I miss the Sunday night. I miss cooking for you guys and showing you what I'm making. I miss just being able to sit down and talk about things that I'm impassioned by: nature, the Norsemen, Vikings, whatever you want to call them, the Bible, food. Um, my cooking may be changing into a more healthy diabetic style, um, similar to the Norse cooking. That's why I'm happy that when I told my doctor I wanted to see a nutritionist, she put in a referral. So hopefully I'll be able to um, get that going soon. Um, so I'm like the thing is and this is why I don't care what the haters have to say, but people keep on telling me, and I'm like, I don't worry about it. It's I'm not worried about it no more. Um, I Peggy, don't worry about it. I'm trying to do something about it. My wife's a moderator. I've got friends that are moderators, so please just leave it be. There's no reason to argue about it. I mean, if you want to report my channel for one person's idiocies, go right ahead. I've never broken any rules pertaining to this platform. Um,
Maggie, he's just getting threatening from being blocked, but you're about to in 2 seconds because you start shit.
but yeah, I am, like I said, focusing on Saint Joe. I didn't know that was a saint. Of course, I'm not bashing any other, not bashing Catholicism. I don't know much about the various Catholic saints except for Saint Michael, Saint Mary, um, the apostles that became saints. Uh, I don't know. You'd have to talk to her. Like I said, she knows more about Catholicism than I do. I know Christianity. I know what the Bible. I know what my Bible has to say. Um, and when I speak about the Bible, I'm not trying to bash any other religion. I'm just putting. Oh, Saint Joseph is Mary's husband. Okay. Actually, Peggy, she ain't messing with anything of mine. So just leave it before I do it. But well, that's what I'm hoping the Ritalin will help me with. Hopefully, changing my platform back to what it was before I got into I got suckered into to following the negativity. Um, that's one of the reasons why I am trying to clean up my channel. I'm trying to go back to the way things were before um, all this chaos started. Um, Beverly, I don't pray to anybody but Jesus or God Himself. Like I said, I'm not a Catholic. I wasn't born and raised Catholic, so I don't know anything about the Catholic, the different Catholic methodologies. Um, but I'm sorry, Sheila, that it makes you sad. Like I said, I really do miss talking with you when you're when we're talking. But I I don't even know how it started, let alone why it started. I'm just like, you know, you're you've given me some great gifts. Um, so I'm thankful for that. Um, but like I said, hopefully soon, like within the next week, I'm gonna give it a week to see what's going on. But I am Blue Gas. Actually, we haven't done we haven't taken our meds for tonight yet because um, I have to fill our pill boxes. That's why I want to get off here in a moment so I can do those. Um, but I I really, you know, like I said, I really, really want to go back to the way it was, and get all this negativity and all the well, the best way I can say it right now, all these bugger shites off my back. They want to listen. I don't care. You know, they want to go to their little groups and whatnot.
Jimmy, is this really Bluegrass Lover? Because he's never talked to me like this before.
I don't know. I'm beginning to wonder, but well, bluegrass. I feel the opposite. I feel like, you know, everything. I feel like everything could be a win-win situation. Um, I'm trying to do what I want to do. I'm trying to go back to what I wanted. Uh, you know, and you know, I can I can block, you know, whomever is going to be a problem child. Um, I I never wanted it to get like this. I really didn't. But things have been things have been a little chaotic around here. Um, and I don't understand why you think nobody can win here. Um, so you're I don't know. Okay, this is what I don't need right now. All right, I I know who you guys are. Sometimes some of the comments that come um, just make me wonder. All right, it's gotten out of hand. So I'm sorry for what's going on that you guys don't like. Um, I can understand, Sheila. I can understand your point of view. I don't like people coming on here and threatening and then turning around trying to say that they didn't. That's one of the reasons why I'm like I don't want to deal with people like that. Bluegrass. I don't
Nobody
know.
said they didn't.
Vicky, I hate chaos. I really hate chaos. I would rather be talking to you guys alone in a log cabin doing my own thing. But the thing is I've got a wife, I got a mom, I got to take care of both of them. If anybody's causing any chaos, it's basically people outside of my domain. Um, so you alone, Vicky, by saying what you just said, it that's a stir. That's a chaos stirrer. Your words alone are chaotic. Um, my people are not going bye bye. My people are just a little upset by one particular person stirring up problems. Um, so Read your own words, Vicky. You're saying that I love chaos. No, I don't. I hate this. I hate what's been going on my channel lately. That's why I keep, every time I try to turn it in the direction I want to turn it in, somebody's always coming on my channel and like pushing me back to what they want. I don't, I know most of my viewers don't want this chaos. I don't even want it. So, you know, I'll catch you up real quick before I sign off, Brenda. Um, Bluegrass, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened between you and Jerry. If you want to leave right now, Bluegrass, that's fine, Danny. I can't stop you. Um, Bluegrass, you're a friend. Brenda said it just perfectly. People like to push my buttons, and Bluegrass, you know what? You and Sheila, I can understand you don't like the chaos. I can understand you don't like what happened today. Um, I can't always control it. I can't always control Jerry or anybody else. We're all free to do what we please, but you can't take what happens um, between you and another person against me, because that's just wrong. You know. Well, Vicky, if you can't deal with chaos and you're saying that I love chaos, why are you even here? Really, why are you here if you're saying that you can't deal with chaos, but you're trying to tell me I like it? No, I don't. You're one of the button pushers. You're being one of the button pushers right now. You know, I know you do, Brenda, and I try to keep it focused on things of my interest or what's going in my life. These people who want to stir up, and I don't even care who they are anymore. I just want them off my channel. And if that means I have to um, basically boot half the people who are on the channel are talking and they're talking negatively, so be it. But Sheila, Bluegrass, um, Nelly, Kicking It Wiccan, they've been here on my channel for a long time. And I love them to be here. I love it when they're here. It's just when people are arguing, I don't care if it's my wife arguing with Bluegrass or anybody else. I don't want that. I literally wish people can just say, okay, fine, and leave it alone. But there's too many people that want to push buttons. There's too many people who want to try to control my channel. And I'm not saying Jerry was trying to control my channel. Not, as far as I'm concerned, nobody seemed to be trying to control my channel. They were just trying to egg me on. And I ignore people who want to egg me on. People want to watch, that's fine, then they can watch. I got 137 people watching right now. And I've got maybe 4 or 5 now talking. That's fine. If people want to just listen, that's fine, dandy. But if people keep on wanting to come on my channel and stir up shit, um, press things like that, I really don't like that. I really, really don't like that. Um, Now, Bluegrass, Sheila, if they want to stay on my channel and just watch, and then start making comments if things aren't chaotic, that's fine, Danny. Because I hate chaos, and Vicky, your very words seem like you enjoy it, and I don't care if you're like, oh, I can't deal with chaos. Well, you know what? If you can't deal with chaos, you can't deal with nature, because nature is controlled chaos. I don't even have controlled chaos here. I just have pure chaos, and I hate it. Hello, Marguerite. I forgot your name. I forgot you with people I'd rather have here. But I you know, people want to talk about how I enjoy this or that. You don't know what I enjoy. You don't. You're not part of my family. You don't live with me. I said it once before. There's 24 hours in a day, and you guys get maybe 2 hours out of that 24 hours. But it's 22 hours of life that I'm living, or 8 hours worth of sleep. You don't know what's going on once my camera shuts off. You don't. You know what you see in 2 hours, and you want to make judgment calls. Well, shame on you. Shame on you. Well, that's the thing, Sophie. It's just, why does any one person want to stir up crap of any kind? Dandy, the people I don't want to deal with get either removed or blocked for a day. It's the people that I like talking with. It's the people I enjoy listening to or being around, even though it's through the digital system. I don't deal. I don't deal in chaos. I don't deal with people's crap. I'm 52. I've dealt with one group or another and their crap since coming back from the 3 years of Germany. And I have some fond memories of Germany, but coming back to America and having some dipshit who does not know anything about Germany calling my parents Nazis because we just came from Germany. No, no. First off, Nazis came from Austria. Just the German youth got blinded by Hitler's really good speeches and whatnot. The German people love us Americans because we helped them get free of Austria and the Nazi coalition. And it makes me, now that I think about it, it makes me laugh how this one person who didn't know jack about Germany, let alone Europe in general, wanted to, mistakenly call my family Nazis. Now, if anything, my family probably enjoyed the American GIs coming through their area. And if you don't realize it, that once the Americans showed up and started chasing Nazis back to Austria, the German people themselves would pick up their pitchforks and scythes and any kind of implement that they can use to stab, slash, or hack German soldiers that were Nazis. Yes, it was like a civil war. But those people who did that realized that these people were hardcore Nazis and believed in Hitler's bullshit. It's those kind of people that make me go, learn, pick up your. First off, if you're gonna call anybody Nazi, pick up your history book and read that. Hitler started his whole regime because this is something a lot of people don't know. Hitler was Jewish. hmm the area that he lived in Austria was mostly a Jewish community. It was a Jewish doctor who was treating his mother for a disease that they could not cure at the time. No, I really don't care. Because, as far as I'm concerned, these people who don't want to learn the truth, don't want to listen, and actually use my own words or anything like that for something smart, they want to make fun of me because of my hair and there. That the only time that she did anything that was likable was when she was doing fine work with her hands. So doing DIYs may or may not happen. I don't know. You know, there's a lot of things that could not happen. Um, but the point is, and take my words or my wife's words to heart, your banter of what you disbelieve in, well, that's on you. That's not on us. I just don't want to hear about it. I don't want anybody bringing it to my channel. You can take your hate and all your disbeliefs and displeasures and go shove it up the next person's rear end. I don't care. I just don't need it no more because I know the truth. And I'm not going to do it with the people who are going to come onto my channel or even I'm doing it on Jerry's channel even though she doesn't like it. Oh, which means I need to get off this. But the thing is, here's my truth. Here's my medical truth from my doctors. I don't care if you see them, see the information, freeze it, blow it up, whatever. This is what the doctor is saying to me. That's my truth. Same with Jerry Ann, all her documentations, all her medical paperwork. That's what the doctors are telling us. Now, if you don't want to believe in it, well, that ain't my problem. That's your problem. Don't try to point the finger at like, oh yeah, they're lying about this. Their paperwork is fake. Blah, 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 blah. You know, I don't care. Take it and shove it up your nose. I don't care. But anyhow, Brenda, you weren't here when I talked about my latest medical. Yesterday, I went and I saw my pain management group. They're short-staffed, so the nurse that I normally deal with came out and asked me how my pain level was, and I said, well, I'm about 90 to 90% good, you know, without pain. I have, you know, my aches and pains from waking up, or back of my neck has a little bit of a twinge with cold air. Otherwise, it's bearable, it's livable. You know, he said, okay, bye. So that was a very short visit. And then later in the afternoon, me and Jerry went to go see our new primary, which we both, you know, think she's going to be the best thing that's happened to us since our other really good primary that left. And basically, she had me to fill out some paperwork for my ADHD and all that. And once she got done looking at the paperwork, she was like, yeah, we're going to put you on Ritalin. So I'm waiting for Ritalin to come through, and hopefully once it starts to take effect like it did for Jerry, I'll be able to focus, concentrate, and get shit done. Because the main reason why I'm dragging my feet is because 90% of it is I don't know what the heck I'm doing or what's going on. The other 10% is it's between me and my family. That's how it is. Oh, during the war, okay, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people say that they've seen Hitler from the distance, and I'm not going to discredit them because there's all kinds of rumors around that, what happened to Hitler and things like that. So it's like, but well, I'm glad your husband is doing what needs to be done for his medical. But no, but I'm sorry, that sounded wrong. Because anybody who has a health issue, be it as bad as Jerry's health issue or my health issue or whatever health issues are going on with my mom, if they can get the medical treatment or the medical work that they need done, then yay, good for them. I'm glad they're getting it because I really get sick of how Americans treat veterans if they're veterans of the military. It it's worse than when you're in the military. It's worse than the hurry up and wait. It's basically hurry up, go home, and see if we call you within a month. You know, it's like no. Veterans should be at the front line of every medical facility, not this hurry up and wait bullshit. So next 3 weeks, 3 days of chemo. Um, talk to Jerry about that. She knows all about the chemo treatments and what to expect or what she had to deal with. So if he's got kidney cancer or anything like that, talk to her. Um, she would be the one to talk to. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off now. I've got low battery on my phone. I need to get off. I've got some to do, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah. Hopefully, I will see you Saturday. For those of you who are still listening, like Sheila, Bluegrass, Margaret, hopefully Nellie sees this. Hopefully Sunday, if my brain is working in a relatively good manner, I can get a Bible chat going. So we'll see what happens. Trolls galore. Hopefully you've had fun tonight, but you're done. See, that's what I don't like. I don't like people coming on here and trying to talk about stuff that, first off, it has nothing to do with, so, yeah. But anyhow, I'll see you guys tonight. See you guys later. See, that's what happened to my brain. Hopefully you have a good night and see you either Saturday or Tuesday. Bye.